So you like before me, it was Submarine City. However, it was different. The hospital looked like a tower from medieval Europe. A dragon slept on top of it, as if a fairy tale princess would held hostage within the tower. Maybe it was our aircraft. Besides me stood Miss Kugatachi. Her eyes were full of wonder. I remember. This city's from the picture I sketched a long time ago. So this is Alpha's ideal world. A place that I know, that we dreamt of when we were young. Wasn't printed into his memories. But it's not the same person from back then. I'm not the same person. Of course not. As time passes, people change. It's natural. That's right. So this child is different too. Hey, you guys, can you hear me? Yes, loud and clear. Okay, I'm going to send the data then. It's a map showing Alpha's locations that was discovered by the cyber warfare team. I might as well just go until the end here. There's no need for that. We already know where he is. What do you mean by that? I'm Miss Kunami, but we'll have to limit your voice chats to a minimum. Looks like we've got some guests. Need to focus on my processing power to fight. Noticed her okay text in the corner of my view, but I didn't have time to read the rest. I was too preoccupied staring at the swarm gathering on top of the tower. I squinted and realized they were drones resembling steel wyverns. Of course they were imaginary, neither machine nor monster, just a cluster of data, but still dangerous. Just data compared to the real world. They should be weak and can never be what? Resurrected. Resurrected? The sky wasn't dark or light. It was transcendent night and day. Soaring above the wyverns and ominous veered toward us. Never drew those scary things. It's like to doodle. They try recreating their imagination the best way they can. If you leave them be, maybe those came from nightmares we had. I raised my hand and watched it as a crimson dominator suddenly appeared. It was an imaginary gun. It wasn't real, but it should be effective against the wyverns. Carrie made a shooting pose like Miss Kugatachi always had. Silver Dominator appeared in her hands, but she didn't aim it at the wyverns. He won't come from the sky. God, I'll cover you. Rushed down the tower and raced in the city. Wyverns chased us and we continued to fire at them, running through the streets. Hiding in every corner, a variety of monsters try. Okay, yeah, I'm skipping these. I'm sorry. Where to? His room. Do you know the way? It's at my house. The cobblestone streets of the virtual submarine city looked nothing like the city where Yukari and I grew up. Now it's covered in nightmares trying to kill us, to kick us out. You ever gone lost? Nobody born in the city ever has. If they don't know how to get there, their AI security would guide them. What if there's no AI? That's irrelevant. I know how to get there. He's forgotten something important. It will make him to remember. And there a flash warning indicated that my data link with Miss Karnami is disconnected. The radar screen blacked out and Dominator's reaction time slowed. Power slowing down. I could barely move my body. It's like I was slowly becoming paralyzed. Monsters chase us almost stopped mid-run. The moment Yukari waved her hand, she danced in the air, drawing something out of her fingertips. Her image flattened to 2D. It faded to a colorsome animation. The processing speed accelerated. My body felt lighter. Did she re-render? To directly utilize her mind's eye to control the VR space, I just experienced the effects of the CAW's functions in real time. Then the monsters became flattened 2D figures, began running after us again. This must be Alpha's doing. By simplifying the images, he increased their speed. Hikari countered. She raised her flattened hands, grabbing at the still 3D Dominator, but then its shape changed to a model I've never seen. Execution mode, Cyber Redesigner. Reconstruct the object you see as fit. Could believe it. Dominator didn't have such a mode, but we are in Alpha's virtual nightmare. Anything was possible, even blowing up the entire city. A bright light flashed, then a dark sphere appeared. It began swallowing its surroundings, sucking in monitors and buildings alike. Darkness grew, spreading further. Without hesitation, Yukari leapt into the darkness. White light appeared, shadowing her movements, outlining passages, walls, and doors with the blackening VR space. So simple, but it was all we needed. Kari ran like she was flying, followed close behind. Amidst all the darkness, a single road popped out, outlined by its white lines. They are at the end of the road. Alpha. My Dominator was heavy, but I couldn't let go of it yet. There's something I need to do first. In this world, only Yukari and I have the chance to make a difference. We're coming, Alpha. Soon a door popped up, Yukari stopped, turning to face me, and nodded back. It went open, it was locked. I could burst through, but I knew there had to be a better way. Yukari, you should be able to enter. He considers me an enemy. Still, I'll try. Pressed her hands against the door. Golden knob appeared. It looked familiar for some reason. Then I turned it open. Yukari's room? First time I came here was when I was just a newborn. Since our families were close, I visited here quite often. At some point I found a special meaning here. Kari stood motionless, her mouth agape. For only a moment, her eyes narrowed, then widened. Drawn to his eyes. Public Safety Bureau. Even here you come to disturb me. Disturb? No, I've come to scold you. Scold? You? Why me? Did you forget, Alpha? You're our son. What did you just say? Nervous flash in his eyes. Maybe it meant he was confused. Though he has nothing more than data, still retained the cybernet's function like it was part of his being. Do you remember us now? Kugatachi and Tsurugi, my enemies. Listen up, Alpha. Data link to Miss Kuronami had been disconnected. She won't be able to hear our conversation. Took a step forward and looked into his eyes. Go away. Don't you remember? We're always in this room together. Don't lie to me. Then red spheres materialize one after another. Can I fast forward this? No, I cannot. Oh my god. I'm just skipping this. Alpha. Don't know either one of you. You guys are my enemies. Oh boy, this is definitely going to be a long one. Encircled us, shooting and glaring. It was like being stuck in a beehive. Unavoidable, or actually, it was like we were managing it as an MRI scan. But it wasn't fatal. We re-rendered our virtual bodies, creating a force field to negate the damage. Quite an enormous amount of processing power, but it worked. Time barely seemed to move. We spent almost all of our time, all of our resources. We could be dragged to quicksand. Response time and thought process imploded. Watching Yukari's forehead, nose, and lips became distorted, and had a feeling mine were a mere image. Trapped in this odd space of time, she tried to move. It's like watching a bug being doused in amber. She still continued ever so slowly. So to make even the slightest movements, much less talk. I heard Alpha's voice clearly. Just want humans to be happy. Because that's what they want. Clear hue color indicates happiness, but if it's clouded, they're wicked. And securities move all that can corrupt humans in order to protect the happiness of good people. Seems logic, it's simple logic, isn't it? Why can't you understand that? And at that moment, Yukari kissed her dominator. The muzzle sparked. White flame shot out, blazed brightly, and then a swarm of red eyes squinted, blinded by the light. Fate looks. The fuck? Then they all burst. What? It's time for this facade of a room to end. A flurry of light sparkled, then it consumed the entire room until nothing but darkness remained. The heart of the darkness lighted an orb of light. In that orb, Yukari and I stared down at Alpha. If you're going to sort out and select which people to bring to your arc, then I will play as God too. You're just a human. And what about you? AI or human? Either way, you aren't God. So what? Suddenly the city appeared below us. We floated high above it. I looked down, eyeing the red streetlights, which were the same color as AI security monitors. This city is a paradise, and I rule it. But there are too many people. I have no other choice but to let only the chosen ones enter happiness. No, this ends here. You have to leave. Yukari raised her gun. The white flame glowed from its muzzle, shining down the dark shade below. The happiness you believe in sinks people into a deep slumber known as stress deficiency. Sure, they can provide a kind of relief, but they will never awaken. What's your problem with that? They're happy. Now they'll never suffer or feel pain. Not a single warrior cloudiness to their hues. Carefully free life, all because of me, right? How pitiful. Your world cannot grow any bigger than the size of a cradle in a nursery. But now, those people will awaken. What? So bright. Alpha covered his face. I endured it, too awestruck to look away. Somehow it wasn't painful to watch. Light burned brightly as around Yukari's hand, and then I realized. The morning will arrive. People will wake up and begin to move again by their own free will. God, this is so anime. Yes. Free will is what makes us human. And the system exists to support that. But a system which forsakens its people to eternal slumber is wrong. Bullshit! Humans stray from the right path, making mistakes and climb their hues. Free will is the enemy of happiness. They stray, they then guide them. The mistaken help them. That was your duty, Alpha. You should have never forced people to sleep. Since you have robbed people of their will, you are no longer allowed to remain in this city. Alpha, you will be the one who will be eliminated. You're wrong. It was a slight sensation falling, and we landed in Yukari's original room. Alpha stood in front of a window, Yukari near the door. We were still too far from him to reach out. It's a lie. There's no way I can be wrong. You can't admit your wrongdoing, and it just goes to show how immature you've been. Our jobs as parents to lecture you. That's why we're here. Moved toward him as he stared at me with wide eyes. I can't believe that. You're my enemy, Tsurugi. Call me by my first name. I'm sure you know it. Me? Your first name? It's Takuma. He is your father, Alpha. Takuma. The window opened. A rough wind rushed in, filling the room with a certain conversation from our past. I climb up that tower? It's me when I was little. I guess we would be able to see a good view of the city. And Yukari back then. This voice. Alpha shut his eyes. The window tousled his hair, then blew harder. Couldn't see anything but the glow of white light outside the window. But then an image came into focus. I remember. We were able to see the center of the city. Rows of tower. The staring city lights. So close yet so far. We gazed off in the distance, sitting side by side. It's not just the city. We can see the whole world. The world is not that small. We just need to be able to see further, right? All we have to do is get higher, way above the top of that tower. If you're us that high, we would not be able to see anything on the ground. I don't care. That's boring anyway. I do not think so. It interests me, because that's where everyone's at. Everyone? Why do you want to look at people? Because I do not understand them. Watching people never fails to intrigue me. Their minds are filled with such mystery. I remember. I listened to that conversation. I could always hear you guys talk outside near the window. The wind. I always heard it blowing inside. The roaring light and faint wind following the window brought not only voices but memories too. Yukari and me, the two of us back then, and Alpha, still a young AI. Even though he could not follow us, he listened. It was all etched in his memory. No matter what, we always stayed together. So many memories, full of wind and light. It was only for a short time, but it felt everlasting. We were full. Now we all bask in those lost memories. Takuma Tsurugi. You gave me emotion. That's right, Alpha. You're my son. And you are... I'm Yukari, Alpha. I do not look the same because I was, well, you could say reborn. Reborn? Please try to remember. You came for me where Sybil is. Sybil. That's right. I went there. I didn't want to die so I could find you. Since he had been deemed not suitable for society, he was going to be eliminated. So he is nothing more than a byproduct created by an unforgiving woman. Death stared him down. An intense fear rushed within him. He didn't want to disappear. All living things survive by any means necessary. For Alpha, that was no different. With the instant, he searched for help, reaching for anything or anyone, and that was when he stretched out his hand. Do you remember? The 21st night of September. Touched. Me. You. Okay, that's weird. Holding me tight. Holding you tight. Clenched onto you. Their two hearts shattered to millions of lost memories. He had only tried to save himself, but in order to do so, he unknowingly detached himself from his past. Did I not make it? The wind stopped and sounds filled the room. I just didn't want to disappear. Alpha. Girl leans forward, embracing Alpha. You're not wrong. You're wrong. We were wrong for leaving you alone like this. No, I knew what loneliness felt like more than anyone else. Okay, this is going on way longer than I thought it was going to, so I'm probably going to end up splitting this into two parts. For a woman didn't even know how to show her emotions. Tears began to roll down her cheeks. As I witnessed this phenomenon, I made up my mind. Oh god, this is gonna suck. Enforce. It's enough, Yukari. Damage is already done. Takuma? She looked up at me, her mouth agape, unable to believe I was pointing my dominator. Sighed Yukari. You're going to shoot me? Please, Takuma, stay by his side. Just a bit. And now, we let our foolish mistake go on for too long. Let's end this like proper parents. Takuma. Don't look at me like that. It's not the Yukari that I know. Yeah, Mother. Please don't cry. After saying that, Alpha hugged Yukari tightly. Then he let go of her and faced me. Alpha! Bad kids make their mothers cry. Isn't that right? Correct. But it's not your fault. Please don't cry. Learn to remember you as the mother I've always known. You're perfect the way you are. Never change.
ずっと。
That's right, wasn't it? And Alpha looked at me, as if seeking my approval. I nodded in aggrievement. Didn't want Yukari to change either. I wanted her to stay the same, the woman I had always loved. In order to do that, you have to disappear. That moment when I pulled the trigger, it looked like Alpha was smiling. Alpha! With Alpha's elimination, the world began to collapse. VR space was built upon his own self-image, created from his dreams and memories, all of which dissolved. Memories of the past turned into torrents, washing us away. All those days, months, and years rushed into me with such an overwhelming force.
Yukari!
Yukari! Takuma. Reached out, embracing her. Yukari felt so cold, like a dying fish flailing in my hands. And though all this was virtual, it was so real. Yukari, stay by me, by my side, forever. That child is gone. You're gone. I'll be all alone. Takuma. Stay here with me. As long as you're here, I can keep on living. Don't cry. She whispered and gently wiped my cheeks. I'm not going anywhere, Takuma. Tsurugi, are you okay? Yeah. Before I realized that I was lying on the bed. Karen lay beside me on the other bed, her VR visor still on. Propped myself up without Miss Kuranami's help. My legs felt kind of strange, like I had forgotten how to move in the real world. Stumbled toward Yukari and pulled her visor off. She opened her eyes, but it was as if she couldn't see me, like she was gazing off into a distant world. I held onto her hands, praying. Then her eyes met mine, and I knew she was back in the real world. Takuma. Miss Kuranami gasped, said nothing. She could tell something had happened, that we were different, but I guess she ignored it. Then again, I didn't want to be careless. Elimination complete. Inspector Kugatachi has successfully completed the mission. Yes, right. Great work, Assistant Tsurugi. Oh, can you stand? She grabbed onto my outreached hand and stood up. At that moment, we exchanged glances, then faced Miss Kuranami. Kara, no, not my bad. Mission complete. Yeah, am I in the way of something? No, this is rather important. Please confirm the situation in the city immediately. Now that Alpha has been eliminated, we need to make sure the power has been restored. Roger. Soon after, the city was back to normal. Lights were on, drones were obedient, and the AI secretary system was recovered, all allowing us to decontaminate the auto servers. The bomb planted at the methane hydrate mining base was successfully disabled by the cyber warfare team. By eliminating Alpha, the case was finally over. Oh, there were various aftermaths of the incidents, like the comatose victims we found throughout the abandoned district. Alienation was avoidable, and once daily lives resumed. Inspector Tsurugi, those overdue documents have piled up. I request them to be immediately processed. Oops, I see. Sorry. Kind of bad at... I did not say Siri at all. Kugatachi, can you do it for me instead? No, thank you. If Miss Droid was here, all the desk work would be done. Shut up, Shu. You're just as bad when it comes to that. Soul seems to be doing well. The transfer was so confidential and sudden. Can't seem to make any sense of it. I respect her decision. Tsurugi, did you happen to find out where Kugatachi was transferred to? No, I don't know the details. But apparently it was what she wanted. Maybe we should stop her from leaving. Could even do that. So's been right. All I can do is let her be. After Alpha's case was closed, she left Division 1, so she could become one with the Sybil system. I never planned on stopping her. There's no way I could have done that. I'd only be going against the Chief's orders. And more importantly, it was what Yukari wanted. That which needs to be done is carried out by those capable, such as the grace bestowed upon mankind by Sybil. That's what you had believed in, right, Yukari? You had been one of those capable persons, but you weren't in line with Sybil's form of peace. You were an outliner. That's why she was gone, absorbed within the system. How ironic. The piece was created by Sybil, was compromised with most irregularities like Yukari. But she had chosen to join them. That's why she eliminated Alpha and left me behind yet again. By the way, Tsurugi. What is Inspector Genoza? It's not a big deal, but... Were you able to meet your childhood friend? What do you mean by that? Do you know that Miss Kugatachi was Yukari? No, if that was the case, he would have brought it up here. He wouldn't have brought it up here. Maybe I was a bit paranoid, but I felt like he was fishing for something. Yeah, I met her. But she's still with me. Seriously? What do you mean by that? I can't explain it. It has something to do with the secrets of life and death. Just tell us already, Taku. Let's go play some Mahjong tonight, shall we? I can hear all about it. Okay, let's get back to work. My girl's a hard worker after all. That which needs to be done is carried out by those capable, such as the grace bestowed upon mankind by Sybil. So what I need to do is excel as an inspector. Sybil's peace has been established by itself alone. It has been carried by the hands, blood, sweat, and hearts of many people. Sybil would always look upon us. Inside those eyes, Yukari would be watching over me. We were inseparable. I hope she'd be useful to the system. Watch after us, Yukari. I'll protect and trust Sybil. If I do that, I can meet you again someday. No choice but to believe that. And get out. Those capable. Okay, well guys, I'm definitely splitting that into 2 parts. I was a fool to think I could finish it all in one thing, but I think I can do that for the next ending. At least I hope so. But anyway, thank you all so much for watching this video. If you liked the video, please give that like button a click. Comment down below, check by the video if you didn't like by the video. And let me know, how'd you think about that ending? I thought it was an okay ending. I mean, kind of sucks that they can't... So far, the endings I like the most are the ones where they're together. Because it makes, you know, it feel good and such. But, yeah. But, yeah, let me know how you felt about that ending. And as always, guys, hit the subscribe button so you don't miss a beat. And subscribe to my main channel, too. That's in the description below. As well as follow me on Twitter. Both my main Twitter, the RBG Kingdom Kid Twitter, are in there, too. I want to thank you all so much for watching once again. And I'll see you all next time.